This episode of Off the Job Podcast Overtime is sponsored by Electrical Certificate app.
Certs, invoices, quotes, diary, in clicks, not chaos. Whether you're on site or offline, the electrical app works when and where you need it. Get 30% off your yearly subscription with Pod 30. Jobs are good.
This episode of Off the Job Podcast is sponsored by FlexiGas.
Right, welcome back to another episode. My name's Keiran.
I'm Pete.
No, I say it. You said it earlier.
Okay, that's a little bit a bit controlling.
Mate, it's a joke.
Yeah, all right.
We never do the intros at the start.
I know we don't do. We was only mucking about, weren't we?
But my name's Keiran. This is Pete. We have a special guest today. We always say special, but then we say it is special.
Everyone's special, isn't they? This one's special because we've never had an aircon bloke on before, have we?
Exactly. First air conditioning engineer. We've got Tom from TCM Air Conditioning.
That's it.
Got it right, didn't
Got
we?
it right.
Yeah.
See it, read the hat this time.
We like your little hat. It's got a little snowflake on it,
That's
isn't it?
Keep it cold.
Beautiful.
Oh, nearly not my tea. But yeah, thanks for coming on.
It's all right.
It's going to be good to learn a bit about air conditioning.
Because we know
today.
absolutely fuck all about it, to be honest with you. So this is all new to us, isn't it?
Same.
Yeah. He's an apprentice.
Yeah.
I ain't been doing it long, mate. You know what I mean? I blagged my way on here. You know what I mean?
Just passed me F-gas course.
Yeah, so what... Did you choose air conditioning, or was it something... Everyone always falls into something, didn't they? So
Air conditioning chose me. No, I'm joking. No, basically, my mum was a recruitment agent, and she was like, I was in college doing whatever, and just...
No, what
wasting
was you
time.
doing in college? What were you doing?
Sparky.
Art design, fashion photography. Weird one, right?
Okay.
Yep. So I was
Art
doing
design, fashion photography.
So I was doing that.
Are you sure you wasn't into electrics?
That's two separate
Sure you
subjects,
weren't
isn't
into, Are you sure you wasn't into being a Sparky as well?
Are you trying to hint that I should have said that?
Maybe, yeah.
Isn't that two separate subjects? Art design and fashion photography?
No, it's all like one thing. It was like some BTEC course thing.
Why did you do it?
Did you have a passion for photography?
No.
Pornography?
He never even had a camera.
No. I just went to college. Like I finished
Just to do
finished school and then. I was just
How old
like
are you?
36.
Right.
He said that
Yeah,
earlier.
but my brother, he used to be an animator, so it's maybe like a little bit of influence from there. But
How long did that last?
Not long, like 6 months, and then I was just like, I used to ride BMX all the time, so like I was too busy doing that. My mum was like, "You gotta get a job or get out," you know, like typical like sort of thing. She was like, "I got a week's work for you with an aircon bloke," so I just done that.
It's funny how everyone just falls into something.
Yeah.
Like,
But it was good though because like if she hadn't have done that, it's obviously I would have. Fuck, that's what I would have been. But
you would have been on your BMX.
yeah, mate, I was still doing that while I was working.
Yeah.
Only till a few years ago.
Oh, was you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, done loads of stuff on it, but yeah, just mate, she got me weeks worth of an air conditioning bloke carrying loads of tools and heavy stuff up ladders onto because everything's like roof work. So done that and I was like, oh, I don't know about this. It's kind of not my thing. And the guy was like, no, I'm just breaking you in, it'll be fine. I was just seeing how far I could push her. But then,
So weren't you that interested at the start then? You was
I
just...
weren't really, like I didn't want to do a trade, but like, mate, as soon as I got like sort of 3 or 4 weeks in, like a month in, mate, it was fine. Like, just
Was that all
became
at
every
London?
day.
Was that London, yeah?
Yeah, first job was sort of just off like Mayfair, like opposite, what is it? Opposite like St James's Park, basically.
Because we were saying earlier, probably a lot of the work is in London, isn't it? Like, if you're living in this area, it's all commercial offices, so...
Yeah, there's
You
definitely
get that
a lot of
around
commuting.
here, obviously, but there's a lot of, aircon work.
In the commercial sector, most of it is going to be office blocks, leisure, you know, sort of like those big buildings. So London is just like a massive hotspot for it. Because you think like the amount of offices, you know, gyms, leisure centres, restaurants, you know.
Travelling's a killer though, isn't it? How did you find that?
Mate, I've been doing it since I was 16. Like, it's just been... It's funny because I speak to other people and they're like, mate, I don't know how you work in London. Like, how do you do it? And I'm like...
You get used to
I
it,
just
didn't
don't know any different, you know? Like, when you see you got to go 5 miles and it's taking you, I don't know, like an hour or 45 minutes, it's just like...
That's the norm.
It's just normal. Yeah. So I don't really
It takes
like...
a lot out of your day, innit? Like, the time you got to wake up, to leave, Depending what time you leave London, you've got to, you might get back 6, 7 o'clock, depends what time you leave.
Well, that's what I always say. Like, so when I go out and do jobs now for people, like my hours that I say that I work is 8 till 5 because I was employed before then.
Yeah.
So like that was my normal hours. I was on a tracker.
It's a long
just
day,
been
8 till
normal.
5. And well, that's what I used to work actually, but you could get away around 4. But
I was on a tracker, so like you could leave like 10 minutes before, sort of thing.
what do you think of that, working for someone with a tracker? Did it make you like, I don't know if the right word, rebel, but like, Joe, when you're properly heavily tracked and they want to know everything, you sort of like, you do the minimum because, do you know what I mean? It's
I was kind of jealous of other people.
Yeah.
So like, you know, when they're like getting home at 3 o'clock and they're in the beer garden or, you know, they're going out to, you know, going golf or whatever it is. I'm just like, mate, I'm like stuck here till 5. Like,
I think you can get more out of people if you're just flexible. Because, you might say 5 o'clock, but a lot of people will probably hang around for a couple of hours. They'll finish their job and hang around. Just let them go home. You'll gain more respect off.
Yeah, but it's not about the engineers, is it? It's more so for the companies that you're working for, that they see the vans on site. That's what that's all about. It's not about keeping your engineer on site for getting the most out of them.
but then look at
I'm
it the
getting
other
mixed
side.
up,
Look
really.
at it as an engineer's point of view of, okay, well, I'm going to leave my house at, let's say you leave your house at 6:15, get to site for 7:30, and then you work all day, and you're like, I can either clock off for 3, or I could do another 2 hours.
I was
Another 2
thinking
hours
on
money.
I was thinking on the mindset of maintenance, but you was on site, so that's different. You have set times, but doing maintenance work, you have a few jobs a day and sort of leave. But I weren't thinking of the side of like you have site hours because they tell their client that what people are on
We're gonna
site
have
from.
someone
So
Yeah, that's
So,
why they have trackers on the vans, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And then sort of like with a lot of like, because the firm I worked for before, you know, they do all the gyms and leisure centres in and around sort of M25 basically. So they're like, they've always got someone, not someone on site, but if you're going to do a maintenance, it's going to take you a day anyway. Sometimes 2 days, sometimes 3 days, depending on how big the site is. So it's just waiting till 5 for me. It wasn't really that bad, you know.
How long do you reckon it could take to like train and be confident as a? Because every trade's different, and there's so much to learn in each trade. Like, if you was on site every day, how long do you reckon it could take before you could be competent to go and do your own installs? Again, everyone's different, but as a rough.
I would say it's pretty similar to like, you know, the boiler side, like the plumbing and boiler side. You know, as long as you're sort of confident in regards to putting your boiler in, doing your flue holes, getting your pipework connections done, I think it's pretty similar. But I think it's more the repair side or like the fault finding and all that other side.
Yeah.
That takes time. You know, you got to go to like hundreds of call outs to figure out.
Yeah, so
what's
what sort
going
of
on.
call outs do you get an aircon then?
A lot of water leaks. Just condensate though. It's not like, not massive leaks, but mostly condensate, pumps and power issues, refrigerant leaks. But like 95% of it is caused by maintenance. You know, so like if you've got a faulty pump, let's say, just like a little condensate pump, it's probably because it's blocked, or like you got a drip tray blocked, or filters are blocked and it's icing up. There's there's so many variables, but I would say 90% of it is lack of maintenance for sure.
Is leaks quite common? Because obviously in gas, would you say it's common? Leaks? It's not. I didn't.
You don't just like a gas leak doesn't just. Yeah, I don't get called to many gas leaks.
No,
as,
not many,
as
Like they
me.
don't just appear.
No.
In F-gas, is it quite common? Like how does a leak even start?
So it could be multiple things. It can be that, you know, vibration on an outdoor unit, for example, and like two pipes are rubbed together, and then you've got like a pinhole leak. Or it could be a parts failure. So it could be a manufacturer's issue. Flare nuts is usually the biggest one. So it's basically it's similar to a compression, but you've got copper pipe, put your compression nut on, and then you flare it out so it looks like a trumpet on the end, and then you just give it a crank up. But a lot of people over tighten stuff, so it ends up like crushing the flare. So it ends up just leaking that way, really.
Because I don't know if it's a lot harder, but I'm thinking in terms of or plumber's pipe work and aircon, because F-gas is around the whole property, isn't it? Like us, you get a gas pipe goes from one place to another. It's not that long, but if we get a leak, you can see it normally, and it's a bit easier to find.
On the gas side, you mean?
No,
Or
on
the
plumbing.
water
Water,
side?
yeah,
Okay,
because your pipe's similar to ours in terms of where it goes around, like it goes around the whole house. So
Yeah.
finding the water leaks is generally a bit easier. It gives you an idea if water's dripping through the ceiling, but F-gas is probably...
It is a bit of needle in a haystack. Like your big giveaway is like oil, is refrigerant oil. So if you go to a unit and you've got your 2 flares, if you can see oil around the flare nut or like, you know, anywhere around a unit, it gives you a bit of an indicator that
What
something
if it was
has
like in
or
a
something is
ceiling
happening.
somewhere?
What's that?
In a ceiling somewhere, like how would you...
So basically, like if you've got, let's just say like a ceiling cassette, which is like the square ones that are cut in the ceiling, you can pop a tile up and then there'll be like oil on the flare nut or...
So it's normally around the...
Around the area,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
You'll be able to see it, but a big sign is like low temperatures. So like if you're not getting cold off it, there's just no refrigerant there. So, yeah, it's kind of... I think that's probably the trickiest one, is especially when you step into the commercial side, as like we spoke about earlier, when you've got 50, 60, 70 fan coil units, and you're like, mate, like I've got to look for a leak somewhere here, and you've got hundreds of metres of pipe work, and it's all insulated. It's not like you know, like you go in your house and you've got like your pipe work going to your rads or whatever. It's quite, you can see it. But with this, it's like all insulated, everything's covered because there's condensation. Like
You
it's
don't know
quite hard
how
to
long
find.
it's going to take, yeah.
It's so hard to price something like that.
For gas jobs that need to run smooth, FlexiGas is the go-to, clean, quick and proper solid. Try it and see the difference. Yeah, I've seen a lot of... how do you price that then? What do you do it on a day rate? What do you do?
So usually, I mean, if I go there on it's normally a call out, and then they say, "Oh, aircon's not working," and then you can sort of go through the steps and say, "Right, okay, I think you've got a refrigerant leak." Have a little look while you're there. If you can't find nothing, then I normally base it on sort of like 3 to 4 days. So if there's still refrigerant in the system, you've got to get that out first. So you've got to pump that down into a bottle. Then you've got to pressure test it, find the leak. That can take, well, looking for... I mean, I'm sure you get it where you see a leak in plumbing. You're like, mate, I have no idea where this is, buried in a wall somewhere. Or So it's like that side of things, that can take a couple of days. And then you've got to vacuum. Well, you've got to fix the leak, pressure test it, then vacuum it, and then charge it with refrigerant.
Vacuum it?
Yeah. So you have to basically take all the moisture out of the system.
So you're purging it in a way.
Yeah, so it's similar. It's similar to purging is when you're brazing. To like take the sort of like soot out of the pipe work, like when you're brazing.
Right. So
vacuum is you're removing moisture. So if it's been exposed to like the atmosphere, or it's been raining, you've got a leak, it's basically sucked in a load of moisture from the air.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Is this going over your head?
Yeah. I mean, I see a lot of people on Insta and stuff, like they're taking their F-gas like from the plumbing side of the community, and then they're all trying to get into aircon. What are your thoughts on that, Tom? What are your thoughts on the conversion?
I think it's a mixed bag. Like, don't get me wrong. I people learning another trade, I think it's good, but I don't think it's sort of like anybody can go and put a wall mount in someone's house. Like it's fine, you can do that, but it's more the fact of like, I think there's a lot of false information about how much money you can earn and what goes into it, and I think that I find it a lot where I'll go to quote a job, let's say I'm too expensive. It's either going to be someone's trying to get into the trade and they're sort of like lowballing it, which is fine. We've all been there and done that. I've done it. Or it's like a side hustle, or I think just low standards. I think they're like the 3 main things you've got to compete with. And, I do see some work out there, and I'm not judging anyone, whatever, but it's not up to par, let's say.
Well, what would be a typical bad install?
What would be a typical bad install? I would, again, just like leaking pipe work, things aren't pressure tested, things aren't purged, like when you're brazing, like not purging OFN.
What about visibly?
visibly, mate, I've seen all sorts of stuff.
Condenses running.
Condenses running uphill, mate. Just pipework's not lagged, not clipped anywhere. You know, you don't have to use trunking. I think some people say that trunking is to hide pipework, just so like if you shit a pipework, you just put trunking up. But now it's like in a house, it's like more aesthetic for the outside of the house. But yeah, I think just pipework wise, cabling. I see all sorts of stuff going on.
Do you think they should make F-gas harder to get?
I think so.
Because what is it now? How long does it take?
You can get a course in like 3 to 5 days, and then you can be sort of competent to handle refrigerant, which is basically like you can.
Is it dangerous?
Is it I wouldn't say it's dangerous. I mean, if you step into like big stuff like CO2 and things like that in regards to refrigeration, then it gets really dangerous. But stuff in people's houses and all that, I wouldn't say it's dangerous as such. They've bought out these sort of R32.
You're going to get somebody say he's wrong. It is dangerous.
Of course,
do you know what I mean? You're going to get some. I don't know. I don't know
the
nothing
pressures
about
are
it.
higher, so like obviously you've got to deal with that. Like with pressure testing and stuff, we pressure test at like sort of 40 bar. It's quite a lot. But in regards to like it being, I would say, dangerous. In regards to the refrigerant side.
Have you had anything happen to you in like pressurising the system or?
Is it explosive?
Well, the majority of stuff you're going to come across, which is R32 refrigerant, which is in most new AC units, they say it's mildly flammable.
Right.
So it's not like explosive as such. You couldn't like set it on fire and it'd go up in flames,
Right.
Not from my experience or from what I've heard.
So if you've got your F-gas, you can go out and do a full aircon install.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose it's
All
like...
you've got to do is register with like a body.
It's like plumbing, isn't it? Anyone can go and fit a bathroom. You don't need a qualification. But in America, it's a lot stricter when we start to that.
Yeah, a lot stricter.
They need like qualifications to run a cold water mains and stuff like that inside the house.
Yeah, different qualifications as well. But it's like no different. Like they need to get like codes, or they have to get a certificate from the building, like whatever out there,
like inspector or whatever.
But the thing with that is, I mean, they have to pay a lot of money for that sort of stuff as well. But like I said before, you can fit an unvented cylinder without being G3. You just have to get someone from the building control to come out and assess it and sign it off. Okay,
so let's look at it as the air source heat pump side. So I'm assuming it's quite a big topic in the plumbing industry. So like for plumbers transition over to air, so like your air conditioning, you go through your F-gas and you can give that to whatever your supplier is and you can buy an AC unit. With me going into air source heat pump, I've got to have MVQ, got to have unvented cylinder, got to have water, like water treatment, like water safe. I've got to have all these things before I can even think about getting into air source heat pumps. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you're saying it should be similar
to the other way around to get into like air conditioning.
I think it, as you said earlier, like being stricter, I think like, or there should be some sort of like period of like, right, okay, you're going to go out and be assessed of like your installs and like your procedures.
Some
and
portfolio, like gas, you've got to have a portfolio. It shouldn't be just go on a 5-day. They should, at the end of the day, it's down to F-gas. They should want to see people's work rather than go and do a 5-day course and then you go off and do the work. I don't know. It's
But I get it though. Like people want to transition into other trades. Like I'm not like saying it's a really bad thing that plumbers getting into it. It's not what I'm saying. I think just people need to sort of like be aware of like what's going to happen because like the laws in regards to refrigerant, I think they're like there's like big fines and all this other stuff about your procedures and that. If you haven't got all your ducks in a row, it can be like pretty bad news.
You were saying about people think you can earn good money in air conditioning. Do you reckon there's a side where you can, because a lot of the work is commercial? Normally, like in gas, that sort of, you can earn good money in domestic, but the money can be a lot higher in commercial stuff. So do you think generally in aircon, it is better pricing because it's like commercial work and it's not someone in their house sort of moaning about £5. It's you're doing stuff for like retail shops, and so it's maybe across the board it might be.
I think it's similar to like the plumbing and gas industry, is where if you go onto like a commercial site, you probably won't deal with the customer hardly. You know, you'll probably deal with like people on site, architects, or whatever it may be. When you go into someone's house, it's a lot more like personal. It's like their money. So I think with like pricing wise, it's a lot tighter in domestic.
Yeah.
So like the pricing is so tight, you can lose a job for like 50 quid.
Yeah.
You know,
in commercial it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
The sort of money's more there, isn't it?
And I think like there's potential to, because you're obviously doing bigger equipment, there's obviously going to be more money in commercial. But if you just do, if you were like smashing out volume like in domestic houses, like you can earn decent money.
Yeah.
It's whether you're charging right.
It's all about the type of customers, isn't it? You have.
Do you do more commercial than domestic?
Say predominantly commercial, yeah. Like that's mostly what I sort of cut my teeth into growing up. So I've only recently stepped into domestic since I started.
So what is it? So you said earlier you've got a lot of like false things like how much money you can earn and all that. What sort of money, on average, would you say from a point of view?
Like working for someone, that's what I was going to.
Well, working for someone, how much can you earn, and how much would you expect to earn as a business starting out, like sort of thing, from your experience?
From my experience, I think going out and working for someone, obviously apprentices, you're going to get a pretty poor wage, like in every trade, until you get qualified.
Yeah.
And then depending on what role you want to go down, like I'd say I'm a bit of an all-rounder. Like, you know, I can sort of cut my teeth into everything, like repair, servicing, install, whatever. But like whatever route you go down, you know, you can look at like, you know, 35 to 40 grand.
Working for somebody, employed. Yeah.
And you get the benefit of a van,
Yeah.
and your tax pay, and like all this stuff like that comes with it, you know.
Yeah.
But when you're going and doing it self-employed, mate, it's quite tough, man. It's quite tough. Like some days you'll be up against, you know, someone who's not charging right, or because I always say like, I can't do an AC install for less than like 1,500 quid for some budget.
Right.
Like that's like budget.
As a domestic
Yeah.
property, you're saying 1,500 quid for a domestic install at like a budget price
for like a small bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think like you can probably some of you guys like you can change the sort of like how good of a boiler you have. So for me, like I can change the equipment to whatever you want.
Yeah.
But the quality or like the work will still stay the same. Like the procedures and all that.
Yeah.
What's your guys' view on power supplies for like boilers and things like that? Is it just, do you guys do your own?
No.
No.
Well, if we've got one already there, we can work off of it. A competent person, you can work off it. Probably someone will say, no, you meant to be not qualified, you do that. Fuck off. Yeah, I'm a competent person. It's wiring a 3-amp fucking fuse. Do you know what I mean? Like it's that sort of thing. Controls is always going to be off a 3-amp. If you're competent, innit you? Do you know what I mean? But I wouldn't put in the primary supply. I wouldn't run it. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't run the fuse. I wouldn't do that. I know some people probably do.
Are there people out there that come off a ring?
Yeah,
like,
there
they
are.
come off the like.
Yeah.
They tap into the socket, come off a ring.
Mate, I think I've had a TV plug, right? I went into a job once, right? And I went into the wiring centre and I turned it off, right? The fucking TV went off in the fucking room. And what they'd done, they spurred off of my wiring centre, or not mine, but the wiring centre was in there with flex cable and put a fucking plug socket on the end of it and was powering the TV up in the room. And I was like, what the fuck's that all about?
Oh, what? So you switch your spur off?
So I switched the spur off and it turned the fucking TV off because they spurred off of, not spurred off the fucking switch spur, they spurred off a fucking live neutral nerve in the fucking controls. Off of the fucking heating. I was like, what the fuck's that? Get that out of here, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, some people do. But that's the reason why, otherwise, if I go to a new job, so like I put a boiler in a loft, right? I know there ain't a switch spur up there, so I'll get my mate. I'll get my mate, an electrician in, to run me a fuse spur up there. Do you know what I mean? Like he'll come in and he'll put a fuse spur up there, put a light up there at the same time because you need a light in there.
Yeah.
That's what I do. But I wouldn't run my own power supply to the boiler position.
See, do you know how common it is in the AC world for people to do that?
Or to run it themselves.
Yeah.
Mate, I refuse to do it. Like people, like I've had conversation with multiple people, like other businesses, whatever. Like, mate, you should just like spur off your own, spur off off of a socket or run it off a ring because they only draw like 2 or 3 amps.
Yeah.
In these little units.
Yeah.
But I'm like, mate, that's not worth it for me.
No. It ain't. You might
There's
as
a
well
reason why I'm not a Sparky because it's somebody else's
Exactly.
job.
You might as well get the Sparky round to do it. 180 quid, whatever it is, he's going to charge 150 quid to run a new spur in. I don't know how much it is.
But that 150 quid will lose you a job.
I know.
This is the
That's what you're
best
battling
thing.
with.
That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you put into writing in your quote that you're going to have that done via somebody else or whatever, or you say, do you know what I mean? You'll be the same price, but you'll go, it's got to be done to like, you know, regs, if you like. Then you shouldn't, should you?
Mate, I'm seeing like, especially on like TikTok and stuff, man. I see some like pretty mad stuff on there. But mate, there's people out there running like 6-7 kilowatts off of a plug socket, and I'm like, mate, that is like, as soon as your parts are starting to get worn, like you're having breakdowns or things like that.
You put a tumble drive on as well.
You're in a world of trouble, man. Like, because then you got to explain why that's happening.
Yeah.
I'd rather lose the job than
Yeah,
have
no,
that
yeah.
liability.
Do you know what? Yeah, same here. I wouldn't want to fucking do like shit work like that as well.
This is what I mean.
And just like, I'd rather.
I'm glad
do a
you
job-
said it.
I'd rather know, but fuck it. Yeah, call them out for what it is. Like, I mean, we all do. Like, I'm one of the people. I'll do work, and sometimes the pipe work doesn't look pretty, and it looks a bit shit. But it's all to standard. It's all doing what it should be doing. Do you know what I mean? The boiler's drawing the right amount of gas. It's giving the right amount of water, and it's wired up correctly.
Yeah.
Don't
Functionality is great.
Yeah, the functionality is correct. It don't matter if if a pipe's a little bit wonky or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
Oh, mate, you'll get slagged off with that in the AC trade, man.
Fuck I ain't precious. I can do decent work. Sometimes you'll get given a boiler to put in a position. I done one last week. And you've taken one out, you put one in, and you've got to marry up the old pipe work to the new. It's not always going to look pretty, but I can't get down and pull that bit of fucking wood out to get under there to re-pipe underneath so it looks straight. Yeah. Like, fuck that shit. I ain't doing that. Do you know
You're doing what you got to do.
I'm doing what I've got to do to get the boiler working and working as the way it should. That's what I'm doing.
And I think the difference with you guys is in the domestic side, especially, we use flexible copper.
But yeah, and I'll tell you this for now, and it's completely fucking true. Everybody who puts up lovely fucking installs, and beautiful fucking pipe work, also they've done a shit one that they won't show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've got to put up the bad with the good, didn't you?
But I'll put up the bad with the good because I'm quite capable of doing neat pipe work and making things look pretty. Yeah, but at the same time, and practicality, time, etc.
Yeah, it's time. Anyone
Yeah,
can do a
of
good
course,
You know
install.
what I
it's
mean?
just
Anyone
time.
can do it.
Yeah.
It's not hard to put in fucking straight pipes, is it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's not, and take a picture of the cunt. It's not. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it ain't, is it? It's not. It's not hard. It's not hard. I can put a boiler on that wall now with straight pipes. Filter this, that, and the other. A little bit of like trunking from me fucking power supply, and everyone go, "Oh, what a great job!"
Yeah.
It's fucking easy, is it? It's not. It's
Yeah.
not hard, is it? It's easy, you know. So it just infuriates me that people want to see real shit work as well. Not
He's
not
on
saying
a rant
shit
there,
work,
isn't he?
but people
What's
do.
that?
He's on a rant
But
there.
but people do want to see reality.
Yeah.
People want to see reality, and do you know what I mean? And sometimes you have to sometimes get over something. Because otherwise you're gonna go into a position where you're gonna go, well, what we have to do, we have to remove this bit of thing here, we have to put that there.
But that's all time and labour and all
Exactly, and you're gonna put your price up on the thing for your customer, and you just going that way and just doing it, and it's not really that bad, but it might be like, oh really?
that. You get slagged off on the
You
internet.
get slagged
for
off
it.
the
Yeah.
internet for it. Oh well, let's charge my customer extra 300 quid just so it looks right. Fuck off. Like,
But
do you know
some
what I mean?
customers will pay for that. They will pay for that service.
No,
but
they will,
a
but-
lot of customers won't.
No.
And that's fine, but like I did something the other day. I did a post the other day, and it was like, mate, I had these like these shitty old units, and they're like 18 years old, 407C things. Like that's not. They don't even really do that refrigerant no more unless you're repairing it. But like, it's like, oh yeah, they all run before, like whatever, mate. One of them, no gas in it. Other one, it's like pumped down into the unit. It comes like pre-charged.
Right.
And I'm like, right, okay, like press test it, whatever. I got it going, mate. I run one up, and then all of a sudden I had like ice on like one of the indoor units, and I was like, the fuck? Turn that one off, turn the other one off. Got ice coming on that one now, and I'm like, something going on here. They cross-wired the units, so they'd run. Imagine you've got like two outdoors and 2 indoors. They'd run that outdoor to that indoor, that outdoor to that indoor.
Oh, right.
So what was happening is this one was coming on, but it was sending the refrigerant from the wrong unit, or like it was sending it to the one that was off.
Yeah.
So like, so for example, that one's piped up, but you've got that one running. It's sending the refrigerant to that unit, so you'll end up with a massive block of ice.
Right.
And mate, it was real shoddy. And I was like, I put it on the internet. I was like, mate, this is just like real life.
Yeah.
I was like, it ain't all about like neat trunking and everything's nice and neat and new. I was like, you're going to come across shit like this and think, what is going on?
Yeah. But you didn't do it.
No, I just fixed it.
Yeah, you just fixed it.
Yeah,
But
and you know what? I get them calls because people don't want to do that work.
Yeah.
I'm sort of like, I feel like I'm the guy that sort of, people just like, oh, it's pretty shit, that one. Send in there. I mean, I wouldn't say charge a premium, but I charge accordingly for that, you know, because I think like you're opening a can of worms.
Yeah.
What so what does a service look like on an air conditioning system?
Like a system.
And what's the price range in like a service? I know there can be, depends on how many units and stuff, but like what's the price range?
I mean, if we just stick to like a bog standard split, which is just a wall mount on the wall, and then your pipework comes out down to the outdoor unit. So for me, I would just make sure the coils, like you've got a coil on the back of the outdoor unit, and then you've got a coil on the indoor unit. So obviously, like clean, disinfect them, check your tray, condensate pumps, things like that. And then with the outdoor again, check like basic, like pretty routine stuff, you know, check your fan motors not seized, all that stuff. And then when you run it up, check your heating and cooling temperatures. And then with the outdoor unit, you want to be checking basically your flare nuts, make sure there's no leaks on any flare nut, because most of the indoors, they're all brazed. Like people will just cut the nuts off and braze them, just so it's less of a leak point. So yeah, be just checking it over for leaks. And yeah, make sure your amps are good on the compressor. That's pretty much your bog standard split. That's pretty much it.
What could the
Well,
price
obviously,
range
like
be
clean
on
your
that?
filters and things like that. You know, there's
You don't have to say your price, by the way, but like, what's the general price range out there in the industry?
I would say for a small split, you're looking, depending on how big your firm is, really, you're looking between ballpark 80 and 130, depending on how much travel. There's loads of variables, parking, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, you're looking between, and a lot of the stuff you've got to allow for access.
Yeah.
Mate, most of these units are like high up, or they're on a flat roof, or
Yeah.
it's really horrible because no one wants to see an outdoor unit on the side of their house. Do you know what I mean? They've got to hide it.
Sounds like a fucking nightmare. I don't want to get on any roofs. Really.
You don't want to do it. You don't even want to get your tools out of your van.
I know.
Join the club, mate.
Sounds like an headache. Does sound like that. You got any like thought what he was talking about this? So you work on your own. Yeah. Have you thought of expanding ever, or are you just quite happy plodding along, doing what you're doing?
I would like to.
Yeah.
So it's just me at the minute. My wife, she's in the office, whatever. She comes out of me every now and again just to get out, you know.
Yeah, do you send her up the ladder?
Yeah,
Get up there,
bashing
Gil.
filters out. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I'd love to get like a little bit bigger just to take the edge off me a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like we were saying earlier, I'm in that spot where it's like it's too busy for one, but not enough for two. So I mean,
It's hard
like
to take that transition.
Yeah.
mate, I don't know how to do it, and I don't know how other people are doing it. Where it's so sort of,
Put your prices up.
but you say that, but then you you get less work.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a.
But what a lot of people say is that don't help by getting another person on board, but you put your prices up, but you end up earning the same and doing less hours. You hear what people say, yeah, so you might lose half the, depends how much you put your prices up by, but let's say you lost 20% of your customers, but then you're earning the same with that 80%.
Yeah.
But it's a very hard transition of taking someone on, because sometimes you have to lose money at the start, don't you? Because they're going to be taking work that you would normally do.
Bro, I've got so much money starting up. Like, I got a van to start with. I've got like a...
Can you tell us your story on that? Tell us your story. Can you tell us it or not really?
What, about the van?
Yeah, about how you started. Like,
Oh, so,
'cause you
but
worked.
yeah, I was basically like one of my old friends. Like, I mean, we don't speak no more, but basically, he employed me to come on and do the cooling side, and he was doing the heating side. And then, don't get me wrong, it was my own fault. I had a knee injury, like I tore my ACL. You'll see like on Instagram, like I've got a knee brace that I usually wear if I'm doing any heavy lifting. So then I was off for like quite a few weeks, and then basically he did say, he was like, look, kind of like liability, especially doing commercial. He's like, look, I don't, it's sort of a bit, not a liability, but it's sort of like if you have an accident, I'm gonna have to take the hit. And I was like, oh, that's fair enough. Like, it's fair enough. And he was like, why don't you go self-employed, and then I'll have you in as a subcontractor. And I was like, okay, cool. And then, mate, I just put everything I had into like van and insurance and like new tools and
All new to you.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then I was
Insurance.
just stepping, like, I'd done a bit of like commercial heating in, not like, I wouldn't say like boilers, but like plate exchangers and all that sort of stuff, like servicing wise. And then he was just like, oh mate, like I ain't really got a lot on for you, like you might have to just find your own stuff. And I was just like, mate, I've just sunk like everything I've got.
Yeah.
And now I've got nothing. Like I couldn't, like, because you can't go. I could have gone back to my old firm, but that's sort of like I left there to go with him. So it's like kind of tail between my legs a little bit with them. Mate, I was so stressed. Mate, the stress was just unreal, man.
Did that push you to like work for yourself? How did you start getting to work?
Well, funny enough, I rang my old firm.
Did you?
But mate, they're great, man. They've sorted, like, I would not be anywhere, like, mate, I
So
wouldn't
did
even...
they sub work to you?
Yeah, I wouldn't have even got off the ground, mate, if they hadn't just given me like a little bit of maintenance or whatever,
Yeah, you need
I
that.
wouldn't have got anywhere, mate.
Again, it's so like it's on a par with that. So you're talking about taking on something. It's a transition period. So there's always a transition period where you've worked for a company and then you go out to work for yourself. Because again, it's like when we work for companies, we might be doing work for ourselves in our spare time. You might have private work. You might be building a little like a base of like customers, sort of thing. But then it's that time to go in it. It's that time to, well, I'm going completely on my own now. Yeah. Whereas sometimes if you're pushed, it's easier to go when you're pushed than rather make that decision yourself. Do you know what I mean? So I was more like pushed when I went out because my company ran out of work. But I'd already been building a slight customer base by doing my own private work.
Yeah,
and
see
this, that,
all
and
my
the
eggs were
other.
in one basket.
Yeah, so it's a difficult, but it's a transition you did make.
Yeah.
and you made it, and you now work for yourself. And again, you take the same philosophy as you did from that to then maybe what transition to go on to taking somebody on or working with somebody, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And that's what I mean. It's like, I work with like, I
Could it be
subbed to
that?
a fair
Could it
few
be that
people.
stressful again for you? Is what I'm saying.
This is what I mean. But the only reason I made that jump is because my missus, like, when obviously like she hit the fan and shit, I was like, mate, I was on the verge of a breakdown. Didn't know what I was gonna do. She was like, just do it. She's like, I'm here. Like, we're fine. Like, we got a little bit of savings. Just do it. See what happens. And then I'll tell you a story. So like, I bought my van that I was going to start with. It was like a 05 Traffic. Like, at the time, I was was buzzing about it, man. It was all racked out in the back. I was like, well happy. Mate, 3 days later, it broke down.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. Like, I bought it from a garage. Mate, I tried going through like legal battles. Like, geezer wouldn't have it back. I lost $5,500 on that.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
What happened? Breakdown. What happened?
Broke. So it went into like, it wouldn't go faster than like 40 mile an hour. Limp mode, yeah. And then they was like, mate, it's like all these like DPF filters and all these belts and chains, and like gave me this. Mate, it was like $5,000 to like fix it, and I was like, like I obviously I didn't have no money at that time.
Yeah.
And I was like, mate, I had to just lose it. And then I rented a van for £360 a week. And I was going out and doing like day rate stuff, and I was cheap at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. I was charging £180 a day going into Central.
Yeah, that's cheap.
And paying £360 a week for a van plus parking plus fuel congestion. That's earning nothing, man. Like, and people will take advantage of you for that. They won't be like, mate, like, what are you doing?
Do you think it's harder to get off the ground in aircon because it's commercial? Like,
I use ladders, mate.
Yeah.
with plumbing, there's a lot of. It might help aircon, I don't know, but there's a lot of obviously things you can pay for to help you get work and like checker trade and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But as an aircon engineer, it's probably rare that you get jobs from that. Like, do you think it's harder to like?
It's got more popular on checker trade, but for me, mate, checker trade was a fucking waste of time, man. Like,
a lot of people say that,
mate. It's pointless. I was getting jobs through like, oh, can you come and core 100mm hole through the wall for me so I can put my portable fan through it? I'm like.
No, I ain't a labourer.
And they're all in like Ashford, Tunbridge, like Oxford. I'm like, mate, are you for real? Like, what's going on? But I think, there's checker trade, obviously, is an avenue to go down. Most of my subby stuff for other companies or whatever, that's all come through Instagram.
Is it?
Yeah, everything's come through Instagram pretty much. For like, it's other companies that kind of not see your work, but they like see what you're about and what you're doing, and they're like, oh mate, if you ever need anything, let me know, or need a hand on this job. Probably similar to like plumbing type.
Yeah,
like, if you need a hand.
We covered that last week, didn't we? We said about we like just being in the community, you can work with other engineers. One of my mates actually said to me he's doing a bit of work down Kent, and he said like, because I go Kent a lot, he goes, if you're down that way, you might want to jump on with us and whatever. So yeah, it's good to keep in with people like within your community or whatever. Yeah, keep on good terms with him, because like you say, they want a hand. I might need a hand.
You're in the door, yeah. And with the servicing stuff, like you can service stuff out the back of your car. You don't need a van. Like for anybody who's starting out as like, I've gone and done jobs in like when I first started, I was like, mate, I'd get on the train with like ladders and a bucket and just go and do stuff. Like charge like obviously it's a bit smaller than money or whatever, but mate, I'd just go and do it. And it's like you can go in your car, you can take all your cleaning gear, your small set of ladders, you can get going.
Yeah.
So obviously when you're stepping into install and stuff, it gets a bit tougher.
I don't know if maybe it's not as common because it's a bit easier to get. Is there a lot of people doing aircon work without having the F-gas? Like in gas, obviously, you get people out there fitting boilers and stuff, but
I think there is on the, either you don't see it or it's on the DL, so it's like, it's not spoken about. But like R290, which are like these you can buy these DIY units. You can just go and fit them yourself.
You can't go and buy it unless you show the F-gas.
This is it.
Yeah,
so now, I think the swerve there is like you can use a different refrigerant or like supply the unit with a different refrigerant.
They don't do that in
buy
gas,
it on like Appliances Direct or something, do you know what I mean? Or,
so yeah,
sorry Appliances Direct if you're watching, but yeah, you can just buy it off of them and just...
So yeah, I don't know if you heard, but yeah, F-gas, to buy a unit you have to show your F-gas number.
Right.
With gas, so anyone can go and buy a boiler.
Do you need your gas safe if you need to buy a boiler? No. What, you can just go and buy a boiler?
Screwfix tried to bring that in. The Screwfix were doing that at one point. You couldn't buy any gas related, but I don't know if they still are. But you can just go in a B&Q and buy a boiler.
So really, Joe Bloggs could just go and have a little go at swapping a boiler.
Yeah.
Mate, that is fucked up, man. I'm sorry for the plumbing industry.
Yeah,
like,
it's not hard for them to regulate that and just get everyone to do it.
No.
But, mate, I think that's mental, man.
The only thing, so they can't register it themselves. They won't go under like... You won't get like...
Are you talking about warranty stuff?
Yeah, warranty. They wouldn't be able to warrant it. They wouldn't be able to register it. They wouldn't be able to like put it on their house as being installed. But then they'll always go to someone of their mates, honest Al down the pub who's got his gas safe and go, do you want to sign my boiler off? And he'll go, yeah, all right, then. I'll do it for 150 quid. Do you know what I mean? It's like...
So it could be like a proper moody install and someone's just gone, yeah, that's all good, mate.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I never thought... I mean, obviously I don't know much about it, but I never thought that.
What's the...
You've got to be mad to go and sign somebody's boiler off, do you know what I mean, who you don't fucking know. Do you know what I mean? I've been asked before, and I actually rang up GasSafe because the guy needed his boiler to be signed off and registered with GasSafe, because he was trying to sell his house
Okay.
at the time.
So I went there and I looked at the install, and to be fair, the install looked all right. The guy just didn't come back on request, or he couldn't find him. Like he obviously forgot to register it or whatever, for whatever reason. And I was like, I'll phone up Gas Safe, see what they say. I said, like, I'm going to recommission it, check everything I can see, which I could see. I see the gas pipe going to the meter and that. And Gas Safe were like, well, do your checks, do your commissioning, and yeah, you can register it with us. So I could register it with
Even
them,
though you ain't done the
even
install.
though I hadn't done the install. But what's the home moment? What's the home owner meant to do? Do you know what I mean? You're not going to rip it out and put it back in, are you?
No,
do you know what I mean?
it's stuck up the creek, basically.
Yeah, so there is instances where you can help them out. But at the same time, if a gas pipe goes under the floor, yeah, and it goes to the gas meter somewhere on the other side of the house, how do you know it's not a fucking hose pipe? Do you know what I mean?
That's a very good point.
How do you know how do you know plastic pipe ain't been introduced underneath that floor? How do you know?
Well, you don't know.
And
do you do like a drop test or anything?
You do a drop test, but who's to say that's not going to hold up? Like
Exactly,
gas pipe can hold up under flux. You can have an unsoldered joint, it'll hold up under a drop test. Like, you know what I mean? Like a soundness test.
Mate, I see a video of some geezer and he was like, mate, this boiler's been in for so long, and he like have you seen it? He pulled the elbow off and he's like, with the gas.
Yeah, because the flux, when people flux up, they might forget to solder and it will hold up. It'll hold up. Yeah.
What's the online community like? Because we obviously only really see the aircon, plumbing. Yeah, what's the...
Mate, everyone's cool and like from
cool. Everyone's cool. Oh, I can't believe you said that. What did you say that? Well, everyone's cool, man.
Like the air conditioning side.
It weren't even on purpose.
Cool,
I'm just generally this funny. No, everyone's sweet, mate. Like from the experience I've had, like everyone's sort of. Obviously, you get people like slagging you off, or whatever, but that's normal. TikTok's a bit like, oh, you should have put it like 300 mil that way, or all that stuff. But mate, Instagram, like I'm in a few group chats with like people, mate. There's one. It was like it's the technical support group chat, and there's like a few engineers on there, and they all help each other out if they got a problem. Mate, I feel like a fucking dumbass in there, man. They're so smart, like it's mad.
How would you compare to like the plumbing community? Because you went and installed a show, didn't you?
I would say it's pretty similar, but a lot smaller.
Yeah.
So like, you know, you go on Instagram, you can find like hundreds of plumbers. With AC guys, it's sort of, you don't really see the person. You see like pictures of their installs or whatever they're doing. Where for me, I think I take it in the fact of like, I'm trying to sort of get my face out there a little bit, you know, I'm not really scared of showing my work, whether it's good, bad.
How long have you been doing social media?
Probably about 4 years, I think, something like that. Like, I mean, it's, you know, I don't get like hundreds of views and all that stuff, but it's, mate, I just enjoy it.
Yeah,
you know, I
that's
just like editing and all that.
But
I do find it funny.
Is Instagram like a portfolio for your business?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I started it for.
Yeah.
It's just like, aircon's like quite expensive. People will say, oh, it's dirt cheap, whatever, but mate, for, like I said earlier, 1,500 quid for a white box on the wall, white box outside or whatever, it's quite expensive when you look on the face of it. It doesn't look like a lot. So when I show videos of me like lugging 80, 100 kilo units up flights of stairs or getting them onto a roof, I'm like, mate, that's why you're paying like, you know, a sort of a higher price, I guess. I think that's why. But mate, the online community is wicked, and like the people that I work with, it's probably the same with like your guys in the plumbing side. I've learnt so much from different people. There's a guy down in Chichester, his name's Julian, and I'd never really done the domestic side, sort of until I started. Mate, I went and worked with him, and the amount of stuff I've found, like, learnt off of him domestic wise, even just like going up through like voids of like stud walls and like trying to hide the holes like where you've put the units and stuff. Mate, it's mad.
Would you say more people are getting like aircon units in their bedroom and stuff?
Yeah. It's getting well popular in the summer. Like summer is probably like winter for you, like, you know, like the silly season kind of thing. But it's, in the summer you get a lot of like, it's like tyre kickers, you know, like people are like, oh, can I get a quote? And you go around there, you have a look, get ghosted. Probably similar, but it's well popular.
What's
Garden
the biggest
rooms,
barriers?
Biggest barriers
of like not being able to fit it in a bedroom? Is there not much that gets in the way? Or like in any room, like in a house?
I would say the biggest problem is like if you're going on an internal wall. So like, say if you're in a bedroom and you can't go on like a rear or a side wall, you've got to go on an internal wall, mate, you're going to have trunking or like a pump or, you know, it's swings and roundabouts, man. It's just that thing of like...
Just get round it.
Just get round it. And so for customers out there, there's got to be a compromise. There has to, like, if you want it, if that's where you want it, this is what has to be done. And I think, like, just to touch on that is like, you know, like a boiler in someone's house, you put it in a cupboard, you box it in, or even if it's on show in the kitchen, people think that is so normal. Walk into someone's house and you're like, oh, boiler's in the corner. Mate, with AC, people just are so anal about it. They're like, mate, I don't want it there, I want it there. And I'm like, I don't want that trunk, that 100mm bit of trunking on the wall, like going out to outside. I'm like, mate, you've got like rad pipes and a fucking boiler hanging out of the kitchen. So, I feel like just because it's kind of like still not new, but domestically it's getting a bit more popular. People like to be aesthetically pleasing, I guess, but it's quite difficult.
I think they'll start putting it in like in new build, like even if it's just one room.
I would have thought so, because you have like HIUs and CIUs on like domestic on district heating and stuff, didn't you?
Yeah.
So like I think that in sort of like when you're doing flats and things like that, I think the CIU thing is, I'm assuming it's been around forever. Just like run off a chiller or something.
You can get obviously heating and cooling, can't you, units? A lot of the houses I worked in had that.
And you could get like a hybrid system, so you can have like, say, your wall mounts or whatever in a bedroom or floor mount, whatever you want, and then you can have a port to your cylinder, so it does your hot water as well. So it will like heat your water, and then obviously you've got your AC units on the wall.
Yeah.
I wonder what the cost comparison is, because like people going down air source heat pumps, but aircon systems can do your heating and cooling. You just said hot water as well. So.
Yeah, mate, and it's super efficient. I mean, I would say probably like with the air source heat pump stuff, I don't know too much about it, like because I haven't stepped into that side. But I would say like it works in certain scenarios. You know, like I think because when you had John on there, he was talking about it, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think
the initial install, like buying all them units to do a whole house, is quite expensive, isn't it, for aircon? If you want to do heating and cooling in a house.
I mean, you say that though. I mean, if your house is already done and you don't mind having trunking outside, mate, you can do like a load of trunking and some copper pipe, and the only price you're going to pay is for the kit. You know, so like say like a 3-bedroom house, if you can, you know, once you've got the markup on the kit, obviously you're going to pay an investment of like, I don't know, let's say 10 grand, but then you've got low running costs, you've got heating and cooling, Wi-Fi, like all your mod cons, different
wonder why that
types,
ain't
different
pushed that
styles.
So the heating, like, explain this to me. The heating side, how does that work on the aircon then? Like I know you say they heat up, so that heats up.
So basically, like your refrigerant, like it will basically go, instead of going to your outdoor unit and going through your outdoor unit, the high pressure, high temperature will go to your indoor unit, and you'll basically just get the heat straight from the outdoor unit.
Right.
So imagine like your indoor unit is cooling, your outdoor unit is heating, as such. Imagine just swapping that round. So like your outdoor unit becomes your indoor unit becomes your outdoor unit.
Right.
It basically just reverses round.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just a refrigerant flowing in a different direction.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But then the refrigerant. So then, if you're talking about heating water cylinder, so how does that work? Transferation from.
Yeah, I would assume it would be similar to like a plate heat exchanger or something like that. You just get your high temperature refrigerant running through your cylinder,
And
it will act like kind of like an immersion. I think.
And then the coil will work off of the plate.
I think so.
Exchanger.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Maybe John's the better guy to ask about.
Yeah, he'd know about that. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's food for thought, isn't it? Because if you want the best of both worlds, you'd probably.
Yeah, it's all about the running costs, isn't it, and how long it takes up to heat up.
Mate, when you think like a little 2.5 it'd do a bedroom, mate, they're running at like 1.5, 2 amps. It's like, fuck on, isn't it, really? And they're way more efficient in heating than they are in cooling, which is quite funny. So you actually get more out of the heat than you do at the cool, even though it's air conditioning is like, people think of it as a cold,
Yeah.
you know, but actually they're better in heating, which is quite funny.
You going to do your F-gas, Pete?
Yeah, go on.
F off. I don't need to do any more learning as far as I'm
I was going to
concerned.
say, you've got to let some stuff go before you can put that in.
My brain is too frazzled with everything going on in it at the moment, with work, comedy, socials, family, everything. It's done.
Don't want to chuck aircon in the mix
No,
now?
don't want anything.
You ever
That's
thought
it.
about doing another trade?
Mate, I'd love to do like first fix, like carpentry or something, build roofs and shit.
I can't think of anything worse.
But really? Manual labour.
No, yeah. Do you know what, right? It's like, as I get older, like, I get to 46 and I think to myself, I see vans going round and like, I even see like a van, you know, with the vans where they got massive, great big glass on the side where you got like glaziers and that.
Yeah.
I think to myself, there's no way. I don't want to fucking lift anything like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to do that. I don't want to be dealing with big shit anymore. Do you know what I mean? I can't be arsed, mate. It's just not for me.
Keeps you fit though, mate.
Fuck
mate,
that.
the amount of stairs I've walked up in my time, like, I'm only 36.
Yeah.
Mate, my body is shot, man.
Mate, wait till you get 10 years older when you're 46, pal. Yeah? You'll be wanting to do fucking roofs and chippy work then? No, probably not.
I'll come back in crutches, mate.
You'll be like, yeah.
How long have you been working for yourself now?
It's my 5th year.
Okay.
It's my 5th year, so yeah, mate. It's been wicked. Like, it's been stressful, man. No one tells you about all this shit you're gonna go
Would
through.
you look back though, go and work for someone, or
I could go and work for someone.
would you?
If shit hit the
you'd
fan,
be
mate.
tempted, yeah.
Like, if shit hit the fan, mate, I could easily go and do it. And like, I got that experience now of like how things actually work.
Would you want to though?
At the minute, I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing. You know, quite happy. Like, you know, like I said about meeting up with like that guy earlier, and then there's another guy, Will. He helps me out with like all the sort of more bigger stuff. Like, if I need to like fault find a big unit, he'll come and help me. Mate, I'm just quite happy doing what I'm doing.
Nice.
You know, I do it all on my own, like physically. You know, the wife chips in every now and again, but she can't be lifting up condensers outside. You know.
That was one thing I had actually, because obviously in the gas side, not everyone does the controls. So like in aircon, would you get a sparky in to help with controls, or was aircon people normally get the controls done themselves? Or
All depends. So like anything in regards to like little splits, things, you have your power supply coming in, or just like single phase on a spur or whatever, and then you have a communication cable going to your indoor unit. So you just put an isolator there and we'll do the rest.
Yeah, same as us, yeah.
Yeah, but then when you step into like VRV, which is like you've got like a condenser outside, like the big condensers, they'll have 3 phase to that, and then you take like a 2-core, whatever, like daisy, and then daisy chain all the indoor units, and then the Sparky will power up the indoor units individually.
Right.
So you're only running on a comms cable.
But the actual controls, like the stats and all that.
Yeah, that's all us, yeah.
Yeah.
It's normally like a 2-core cable, or you have like centralised controllers, there's a big box with all the units on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, all depends what setup you've got, but most of it is us, from the unit further is us. Anything from isolator back is the Sparky. I like to keep it that way. Less liability.
Yeah, there's one thing when we've done episodes actually that we never really ask people. It's good to learn a bit about what you do outside of work. So what's your... I think you mentioned BMX, didn't you?
Mate.
Was you serious about that?
Yeah.
Was you a BMX?
Mate, I had
Was you a
I had
bandit?
a blast, man.
Was you a BMX bandit?
Oh, mate, I am the BMX bandit.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, this was my local.
Did you do stunts and all that as
Yeah.
well? Like, yeah.
Yeah, mate, it's done
Competitions?
loads of stuff. Competitions.
Yeah.
Yeah, films, adverts,
Go on, tell us
going
what you've
different
done.
countries.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
tell
like
us.
travelling and that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tell it. Yeah, because we don't really ask enough about
About
people
people,
do
like,
outside. Yeah,
outside of
about the
work.
person.
Yeah,
you know
what
I mean?
were you talking about the BMX? Well, you got into that from a kid then?
Yeah, so I got into it when I was sort of like 13, 14, something like that. And then just hang about your mates, ride about, you know, like BMX bandit, I ride about with your mates. And then just like met other people. So like I used to go to a skate park in Romford. Rom, mate, and that was my local since I was like 13, 14. Met, you know, most of my mates there. mate, just went from there. We started like going to like contests in like Germany, France, like around Europe and that. And then we actually got like pretty good. So it was like actually like took off a little bit.
It was like a team.
Not a team, like we all done our own thing.
Right.
But it was like, mate, we travelled like if you was going to a contest, all the boys would be like, mate, I'll get on the same flight, and you all go together.
Right.
You all ride, like go on like van trips.
Would you put the bike in the suitcase?
Mate, you do. Well, it was they made a bag called the DK Golf Bag.
Okay, yeah.
And it was like, it looked like a golf bag because I think back in the day on EasyJet you could take golf clubs for free.
Yeah.
So you used to put the bike in there and say there was golf clubs. You didn't have to pay for sports equipment.
Oh, right, okay.
So yeah, mate, rode everywhere. Like we did the it got cancelled in the end, but the 2012 opening ceremony got casted for.
Did you?
Yeah, and we went for an audition down in Hastings, and like everyone was there. I think it was about 35 people got through, and then yeah, it was just over at what is it, like West Ham now, isn't it? Where it was like the stadium. Mate, it was like doing that for like weeks, months on end, getting paid. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wicked. Done that.
Hey, pretty good.
Extra in Mary Poppins. So
Oh, is it?
riding bikes, yeah, in the new Mary Poppins.
Was
film.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I say new, it was like a few years ago now. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, just done loads of stuff.
What scene was that in?
It's where the chimney sweeps, they're like trying to help Mary Poppins get to Big Ben to turn back time.
Right.
Spoiler alert. But yeah, that was fun, man. It was really good. Like doing it through Disney, wasn't it?
Do you still do it?
Every now and again, brush the cobwebs off.
Yeah.
But mate, my body
injuries,
is like
didn't
a
you?
game of operation, mate. It's fucked.
Do you do half pipe and all that? Yeah.
Half pipe.
Have you ever hurt yourself on it?
Loads of injuries.
Yeah.
Mate, I had bowel reconstruction. I was
What?
in ICU, yeah.
Oh, what happened?
Bled out.
Well, your
Yeah.
seat come off.
At Rom. No, I was doing a trick, and you know, like your handlebars. So I was doing a trick, and I fell off. My handlebars landed up like that, like sideways.
Yeah.
And I just straight on the top.
Arsehole?
Through my stomach.
Oh, through your stomach?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You went Bowser's in straight for the arse. Straight for the arse. You thinking?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, straight through the stomach, mate. Bled out overnight, and I was just like in hospital for like weeks, man. About 6 weeks.
Christ.
Yeah, it's pretty savage. Yeah.
Breaks.
Yeah.
Did you look
Arm
at
breaks,
that? Is that
break.
something
Yeah,
you wanted
got
to go into
separated
like long
shoulder.
term?
Mate, I went like before, obviously, like college and mum getting me a job and that. Mate, I wanted to be like guys on the videos, man,
Yeah.
in the magazines.
It's
I
like
was
my
like-
mate, he was a skateboarder, done all that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he done it. He'd done loads. He used to be. He was in the same team as. Do you remember Dirty Sanchez?
Oh, yeah.
He was in the same skate team as them.
Oh,
He was
really?
getting sponsored by Airwalk and stuff.
Yeah.
But then after that, he went and like that's who I worked for, and he created his own company, and he's got his own heating and maintenance company now. It's been going 20 odd years. Do you know what I mean? But before that, he was like mustard in the magazines and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Same thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I've had like interviews in magazines and videos.
It's a
and-
hard thing to make a career of, isn't it?
He
Like,
nearly
what
went
would
to
you?
America.
It was back then. It's not now. Like I think it's a lot easier now because you got social media, you got the
Social media,
internet, you got like, it's very disposable. Like you can be found out in no time. But when I started, it was like magazines, and you had to wait for the video to come out to like go to the shop and get a video. Like
Yeah.
Couldn't you like teach people and like coach
yeah, I was a
people?
coach for a little while.
Yeah.
I was a coach for a little while, but obviously they must have found out about my history and realised I was shit.
Well, you weren't shit, was you? You was
No.
obviously.
Could hold my own, you
Yeah.
know. Like I wasn't like professional earning loads of money, but I was like sponsored for a bit, and you know.
It's a dangerous
Travelling.
sport, isn't it? That?
Fucking
I
well
grew up on
dangerous, man.
bikes. I never went down that. I was never that good, but yeah. I think at that age, yeah, because we're similar age, everyone was out on their bikes. Then.
Yeah, it was just more of a lifestyle thing, and then that just like when you're younger, you go out on your bike or whatever, and then it just transitioned into, just going, just carry on doing that, having fun with your mates. And people think it's a bit weird, but I'm like, mate, I had the countries and the parties and it's just
It's
everything,
a risk
man.
for you now, isn't it? Getting injured, then you're off work.
Yeah, well, look at the when I was working with my mate, it was, mate, one thing that I do every single day or every single week, done it for the past 15 years, 20 years.
What, that trick that you...
That trick I was doing, mate, just blew my knee out and that was it. changed within a heartbeat, mate. So it's a bit scary, but mate, do it while you're young. Go travel, go have a laugh with your mates.
It's all experience, isn't
That's
it?
it.
Oh, this has been a nice little interview,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's something different.
I feel like we've been asking you loads of questions about aircon.
How long have you been married?
How long have we been married?
Yeah.
Just over a year.
So,
Yeah, just
It's a
over a
random
year.
question, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's like they were saying earlier. I know he's mentioned his wife. We ain't asked nothing about her at all, have we? You know, like have kids and all that, I guess. Like, you know.
Don't have kids yet.
No.
No, not yet.
Gonna leave that for a bit.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet.
Got planning on it. Yeah.
Planning on it, but mate, she's great. She helps out with the office stuff. She keeps me. Mate, I get like
You need
I
that.
get so like erratic and like overwhelmed a lot. You
I
know?
think we need that in the self-employment world. We need, like, if we've got a partner, if they help out, and yeah, all well and good. And a lot of partners do. Do you know what I mean? They do want to help and support their other halves. Do you know what I mean? Whether it be male, female, whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good to have support.
And when she comes out on a survey, she'll have the iPad and she talks to the customer while I'm walking
good
around, and it's kind of like a bit of a family vibe.
Yeah,
She'll
that's good.
Feel like settled a little
Yeah.
bit, especially if you're going to an office and you're dealing with.
Not only that, she gets to know what the job's about as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, instead of being the missus at home when you moan about
They
a
don't
job,
understand, yeah.
they're like, do you know what I mean? Like, but she knows. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's good.
That's it.
Oh, it's been a nice little
Yeah,
chat, man.
It's been a
Cheers for
pleasure.
coming on.
Yeah.
Mate, anytime.
Thanks for coming on, mate. Yeah, and we'll be seeing you about on Instagram. Being cool.
Being cool.
It took me about 30 seconds to clock on to that.
Yeah, I didn't even realise.
But yeah, Tom, thanks very much for coming on, mate.
Mate, anytime. Thanks for having me.
Guys, subscribe, like, comment, as per usual. Robbie, put the sign there, mate. Put the sign there. Yeah, good on ya. Yeah, he's looking a bit flaky today, Robbie. Come on, sort yourself out, son. All right, thanks very much. See you later, guys.
Cheers, guys.